while most of the world goes about daily life. Unaware, the United States Navy is fighting a war. No one talks about drug submarines packed with cocaine. Try to sneak past Navy ships and helicopters armed with machine guns. These missions rarely make headlines and receive little public attention despite involving billions of dollars linked to drug cartels. Why is no one talking about this, and what happens when the cartels get cornered at sea? Join us as we find out how the United States Navy wiped out cartels using the hammer. The drug war at sea is far more complex than commonly perceived. It extends beyond speedboats and concealed cargo to include fully operational submarines. These vessels often travel beneath the surface, making them difficult to detect by standard radar systems. Each journey can transport enough cocaine to generate hundreds of millions of dollars in profit for drug trafficking organizations. These drug submarines didn't appear overnight back in the 1980s. Colombian cartels started with simple underwater tubes. They would tow behind boats pretty smart, but not good enough to fool the military for long. So they got creative by the 1990s. Drug trafficking operations had advanced to using self-powered submarines. These vessels were not military raw, but rather handcrafted in concealed workshops located deep within the Colombian jungle, constructed primarily from fiberglass and wood. They were assembled in remote, muddy clearings under dense jungle canopy, helping to conceal them from aerial and satellite surveillance. Today's narco submarines represent significant engineering achievements despite being built by individuals without formal training in the field. These vessels, often around 80 feet in length, are capable of traveling up to 2,500 meters without the need for refueling. They can transport as much as 10 tons of narcotics while remaining mostly submerged to evade detection. A typical crew consists of 5 individuals who endure extended periods in confined, overheated spaces with minimal amenities. These submarines typically cost between $1 million and $2 million to construct. Yet they are capable of transporting cargo valued at more than $150 million. Despite the risk of interception, the potential profit makes them a highly attractive option for drug trafficking. The newest generation of narco submarines has become tougher than ever to detect. These vessels are often coated in ocean blue hues to camouflage with the sea and are designed to minimize surface wake, making them nearly invisible to patrolling aircraft. Some models are even reinforced with lead linings to block heat signatures, preventing thermal imaging from spotting them. One of the biggest obstacles authorities face is their built-in scuttle systems, mechanisms that allow traffickers to flood the subs within minutes, sinking both the vessel and its illicit cargo into deep waters before law enforcement can intervene. In 2024, Operation Orion revealed just how advanced these submarines have become. Authorities intercepted one en route to Australia after it traveled more than 10,000 miles across the Pacific Ocean. This not only exposed a surprising new smuggling corridor, but also highlighted the long-distance capabilities of modern cartel submersibles. It was a clear warning. Traffickers were evolving quickly. In response, international military forces have upgraded their tactics. They now deploy an arsenal of high-tech tools, drones, satellite radar, AI surveillance, and thermal scanners to track even the faintest trails or heat emissions. Despite these efforts, intelligence analysts believe that for every sub seized, 3 or 4 more manage to slip through undetected, continuing to fuel the massive global drug trade. So how do you stop a submarine that's almost invisible? That's where Operation Martillo, Spanish for hammer, comes into play. Initiated in 2012, this joint effort united 14 nations, including the United States, United Kingdom, France, and Spain. Their mission was to dismantle drug smuggling routes from South America into North America. The results were swift and powerful. Within the first year, 339 traffickers were arrested, and 101 smuggling boats were confiscated. In 2011 alone, the coalition seized 119 tons of cocaine, worth a staggering $2.35 billion, along with millions in drug money and luxury assets. But things escalated further in late 2024. Operation Orion returned on a much grander scale, involving 62 countries in a coordinated 6-week crackdown on drug trafficking. It became the largest effort of its kind to date. Over the course of the operation, authorities seized a record 225 tons of cocaine, over 1,000 tons of marijuana, and various synthetic drugs, with a combined street value exceeding $8.5 billion. Each nation brought something unique to the mission. The U.S. contributed satellite-based radar systems. The Netherlands deployed underwater surveillance drones. Colombia helped locate clandestine jungle launch sites, and even landlocked nations provided critical intel on cartel finances and encrypted communications. What made Orion a massive success wasn't just the military firepower, it was global synchronization. Commanders shared live intelligence across multiple time zones. If traffickers shifted their route, chances were high they'd run straight into another country's patrols. Every bust added to a growing database, maps, networks, new techniques, all helping tighten the dragnet around international cartels. As supply lines were disrupted, global cocaine prices surged, sending a loud and clear message: the oceans were no longer a safe passage. To adapt, cartels upgraded their maritime fleet. At the core of their operations are two key vessel types: blazing fast speedboats and stealthy semi-submersibles. Speedboats, also called go-fasts, are usually 30 feet long and powered by up to 4 high-performance outboard engines, allowing speeds over 80 miles per hour. Equipped with auxiliary fuel tanks, these boats can travel more than 500 miles non-stop. Originally favored by rum smugglers during the Prohibition era, these boats are now fitted with GPS, satellite phones, and sometimes night vision equipment. To counter these threats, the U.S. Coast Guard established HITRON, the Helicopter Interdiction Tactical Squadron. Operating from MH-65D Dolphin helicopters, these elite crews use airborne snipers to disable boat engines with pinpoint accuracy rather than attempting direct chases. Many go-fasts are disguised as fishing boats or fitted with secret compartments to hide drugs. Some are hybrid vessels, low-profile, fast-moving crafts that sit just inches above the water, rendering them almost invisible to radar and visual detection. But even this evolved narco fleet wasn't prepared for one particular nightmare: the USCG James. In 2025, this 418-foot Coast Guard cutter launched a 112-day mission that crippled major smuggling networks. With a crew of 150 and advanced detection systems, it served as a mobile command center. During this deployment, it seized over 48,000 pounds of narcotics worth an estimated $510 million. The campaign was relentless. On January 5th, their drone identified a suspicious vessel off the coast of Ecuador. Within 24 hours, they had intercepted 3 go-fast boats in a coordinated operation, capturing 9 traffickers and seizing nearly 14,000 pounds of cocaine. On January 7th, the team located a stealthy, low-profile craft evading radar and confiscated an additional 8,000 pounds of narcotics. Even when traffickers tossed bales of cocaine into the ocean, the crew managed to retrieve much of the dumped cargo. Other naval forces, including the USS Minneapolis-St. Paul and USS St. Louis, supported the effort, boosting the total recovery. These operations dealt significant blows to notorious cartels like Sinaloa and the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. Along with narcotics, they uncovered vital intel: encrypted phones, smuggling routes, cartel member identities, and emerging smuggling strategies. Behind these successful missions lies an advanced nerve center, JATF South, the Joint Interagency Task Force South, based in Key West, Florida. This elite command hub brings together personnel from the CIA, FBI, DEA, Coast Guard, Navy, and foreign intelligence agencies under one roof. In its high-tech command room, agents monitor global drug movements through live surveillance feeds, track vessels in real time, and issue immediate orders to intercept suspect ships. A major advantage of JATF South is its authority to act quickly without waiting for slow diplomatic channels. They work hand-in-hand with leadette teams, law enforcement detachments, who are stationed aboard U.S. Navy ships. These Coast Guard units have full authority to conduct searches, arrests, and seizures, while the Navy provides maritime firepower and radar coverage. But JATF South is more than just reactive, it's predictive. Analysts use decades of data to generate heat maps and probability models, helping position patrols in high-risk zones, sometimes even before the traffickers leave port. Cartels are so desperate to understand how JATF works that they've reportedly offered million-dollar rewards for insider information. Yet the task force remains steps ahead in this complex, high-stakes game of cat and mouse. The world of drug smuggling today is far more advanced than the Miami Vice era. Gone are the days of flashy speedboats and cigar-chomping kingpins. Today's trafficking networks are decentralized and highly organized. Small, specialized groups now handle production, transit, and sales separately, making them harder to dismantle. They rely on encrypted communications, GPS beacons, legal cargo disguises, and custom-built submarines that carry several tons of cocaine just beneath the surface. To combat this, the U.S. Navy and Coast Guard have increased their ocean patrols, equipped with sonar, radar, UAVs, and satellite links. The battle isn't just fought on sea, but also in the air and cyberspace. It's a constant race. Traffickers innovate, and so do authorities. But one thing is certain. While the ocean remains a favored smuggling route, it has also become a high-tech battleground where only the most advanced strategies can prevail.